Yo, you see me? You see her? You see me? You see her? For those on the phone, we was doing that little meme or gift, whatever that thing was. You see me, you see her, you see her, you see me. That thing. All right. Welcome back to the 415 podcast. It's your girls, Miss B
and Keita.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
What you doing?
Never listened to this podcast.
What podcast?
The 415 podcast.
Yeah. With Miss B
and Keita.
I got you.
So that's somebody said, yours was fresh.
Y'all know when I got mine. She said she was making it for her coworker. Bam! Yo, Miss B's in Atlanta. She was on a little road trip. So she here. She got new hair. You know, she natural, but she ain't natural right now. A little straight action right now. She got new color. For y'all who, you know, can't see me, I got this. I was going for a violet, like a plum, like a dark shade of burgundy-ish red, that family. But it ended up coming like a, what would you say, Keita? What do you think?
I don't know.
It's still in that family, but it's a little brighter. And I think it's because my color is a dirty brown. So I think, you know, when I try to put different colors in, it doesn't really take to that color. My brown kind of shines through and makes everything lighter or brighter. But either way, I'm a freak it. It's cute. It's cool. It's new. It's, you know, it's fresh, and it's kind of bringing me out of this. I'm stuck in a house and I don't want to do this. And
she's out the bubble.
Yeah, we outside. So I done took the trip, drove down to Tennessee. Hey, I went out there to Chattanooga. That was a good little trip. Ain't never been out there. And then I mosey on down to Atlanta, you know, and yeah, we out here. So now Keita and I in the same room doing this. We got a different little backdrop. Okay. And guess what we did today? Keita, what we did today?
Church.
We went to the church house. So y'all understand, if you've been listening, Miss B been in the house. She ain't been nowhere but to the grocery store and back. But she went inside the church house, y'all. Yes, she had a mask on. Everybody had a mask on. It's required. But she was in there, okay? And definitely got the message that was needed. The pastor was all up in my business. I didn't understand why he was looking at my journal. He knew exactly what was, you know, what I was dealing with. So it was definitely a good confirmation, a good, you know, word for today. And you know, my bro is his birthday month, so you know I had took him to some axe throwing yesterday. I sucked though, but yeah, he was knocking him down. What else is happening? What's happening? That's about it. But yeah, we just want to talk about Keita going back to the church and me coming back outside.
Why is this about me?
I don't know. I mean, take it
where it's about me. Oh God.
Yo.
Okay, so for those who know and for those who don't know, I practice African spirituality. So a lot of people that, you know, that practice African spirituality, they kind of leave church and they find their own spiritual journey and they follow that. They go down their own path. So I honestly been getting my ass kicked. I've been getting my ass kicked for quite some time because I am supposed to do both. And I have been running from doing church and doing African spirituality. And you can do both. And that's what people don't understand. A lot of people look at African spirituality, be like, oh, that's witchcraft, that's devil worship, that. No, it's not, because I honestly it was like I had to be there today. I had to be in church today. And, you know, people like I said, they say, oh, this witchcraft is this, is that. And then, they was talking about Moses today, and how God was trying to get Moses to understand that he has given him all the resources he needs, and he's limiting himself, he's limiting his power, his faith about what he's able to do, and with God showing up and having his back and being able to do everything. So the one thing that tricked me out was when God told Moses to throw down the rod, right? And the rod turns into a snake. So how is I've always wanted to understand why certain things are accepted in church, but things aren't accepted in African spirituality. Everyone likes to manifest, like to create their own reality of how they want their life to be, and how they want things to be perceived in their life and the journey they go down. So if there are things that I'm able to do, if there are things that people have faith in that church can do for them to heal them, clear diseases, and just have that faith to manifest whatever they want in their life, why is it different when because I practice African spirituality, is because I call on my ancestors?
Can you explain what it is?
What
African spirituality really is for the people who just don't know? Or
it's connecting with your ancestors. You basically, for me, it's clearing up the bloodline. So basically, they're like generational curses, basically. So there could be generational curses in your family that you don't even know. It's like, okay, for example, there's a generation. The generation, like there's alcoholism in the family, right? Why is everyone in the family, or why is there say the males, why are all the males alcoholics?
Like there's one uncle that everybody got.
Yeah. Why is it that alcoholism plagued males in the family? It started from somewhere, right? So basically what you're trying to do, you're trying to clean that up so that your generation, so the generation after you doesn't have to suffer from that. Right? So if I'm in African spirituality and I'm calling on my ancestors, and I'm bringing them forth to help me clear those things up and heal our bloodline, why is it deemed bad if I do it on that side? But if I'm praying, I'm in church and I'm praying to Jesus and God, and for one, I still believe in God. I'll let you know that now. Okay.
God as in Jesus Christ.
God.
Everybody say God.
God as in God, not
God.
Jesus.
God. Yeah.
Right. God. So if I pray to Jesus, I pray to God, I'm in church and I'm praying for the same thing, why is it different? Why is one lesser than the other? It's the same thing. It's just that this one, I'm reconnected with my ancestors, right? And form in ways that you could reconnect, because you can feel when they're around. I feel it all the time, but I also get dreams. So I also get messages through dreams all the time. And if I don't, I feel like my superpower is gone, to be honest with you. So at this point in my life, I feel like I'm being guided to do both church, not do church, be a part of church and African spirituality. And like I said, it's not a bad thing. You can do it. You're just being true to yourself. That's who you are. And that's what you're being guided to do. So that's just how I feel about it. I could go more and more into it, but it'd be it's going to be here forever.
So how do you maneuver with people who are literally just Jesus Christ? That's it. That's the end all be all. I don't hear nothing. Like if it comes up in conversation and they're like telling you like, no, that's not this, that's this, da, 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 I don't believe that, da, da, da. How do you respond? How do you?
I don't see. This is the thing. I know I practice African spirituality, but if I'm talking to somebody who's heavy in church, I still talk to them like they're heavy in church. I don't try to discourage them and say, oh, you can't believe in Jesus Christ. African spirituality isn't for everybody, right? That's why you have to be, for me, I have to be able to be that chameleon and play and go on both sides, right? Because I can, and I remember having a conversation with somebody one day, and we were talking about God, Jesus, and everything. And I was able to, and I was talking to him just as if I was in church. Bible scriptures and everything, like stories and everything, like, because you still have the knowledge. But so your message doesn't always have to be, or your ancestors or the divine and all this. Talk to them, still give them the message in a way that they can understand what you're talking about and how you're trying to get it across to them. It's the same. That's all you got to do. You don't have to like make somebody feel bad or make them feel like what they're doing is wrong. No, it's not. And then if you have those people that's curious, are like, I know you talk about your ancestors. I see you. You know, you do a lot of how does that work? Or then I can talk to you about it. So, but if you're not open at that moment, nothing I'm saying is going to trigger you. So I have to talk to you in a way that you can understand what I'm saying.
So what about the people who shop voodoo?
I mean, voodoo is real. It's not. It's something that came over from Africa for our people to practice because they were that it was taken away from them when they got here. So it is real, but I don't feel bad if somebody says, "Oh, you practice that voodoo," and no, I don't practice voodoo because guess what? Voodoo, you have to be accepted into that stuff. You can't just go practice. And that's another thing about spirituality. A lot of people getting into it because it looks like it's a fad. Everybody doing it now. Some of this stuff you have to be called to do, and you have to be spiritually mature to do it, because a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people do it for selfish reasons. Some people, they do it because they're trying to lure somebody in. They're trying to take their free will away of making decisions that they want to make, and that's something I do not agree with. I don't agree with taking somebody's free will from them doing whatever they're supposed to be doing. So some people may say, "Oh, I'm a do this to get this man." Don't do that to get that man or that woman, because you don't know who they walk with. People that doesn't, even though a person doesn't practice spirituality, African spirituality, and they go to church, doesn't mean that they don't have spirits that walk with them that are powerful. And if you try to do something to them, that stuff can backfire on you. And that's when I say you have to be spiritually mature and spiritually responsible when you're when you're practicing spirituality. It's nothing to play with. And when you're doing it, a lot of people don't understand. It also causes you to go into it also forces you to do shadow work. So basically, it's going to turn that mirror onto you to show you what areas of your life that you're lacking in. And when I tell you, when that happens, it gets dark. It gets dark because there's things about you that you may not even realize that you got to fix, and you're like, I can't believe this is something I do, or that I've always been this way, and I never really realized it. Self-work. It's gonna be some work. Telling you, it ain't pretty. I mean, it's cool. It's cool because you get to, like I said, you get to reconnect with your ancestors. You get messages that are downloaded into you. Like I said, I get dreams. I've been a dreamer since I was in 6th grade. No, probably younger than that. But I never understood it. But I could always see things. Like I seen COVID before it happened, and I didn't realize what was happening. So I always get messages and warnings about things that are about to happen, and sometimes I don't understand it until it happens, and I'm like, oh damn, this is what y'all was trying to show me. Damn, I should have been dead. So with me, if I get a message and it's a direct message, that's exactly what's gonna happen. It's no, dang, what was that about? I gotta decipher this. No, it's exactly what you see is what you're gonna get.
I'll tell you this, like, because Keita and I, when I moved to Atlanta back in, I don't know, 2006 or something like that. Actually before that, when I moved to Virginia, when I first met Keita. And we would go to church. We always go to church. I was going to church with her mom. Then I moved to Georgia. She moved to Georgia. She gonna tell me to go to church that she ain't even visit. She's like, everybody go to that church. All the Black people go to that church. You gotta go to that church. Okay, so let's go to the church. She ain't never been there. So she can't even give me the review. So we all go. And then I'm like, again, I got there first. My family and I went to church. I think she came on like the 4th visit or something.
No, I came on New Year's Eve.
She walked in on a New Year.
I was like,
I'm like, why you ain't coming? Yeah, so we was front row. We were at Bible study. We were at the women's, events. And every Sunday, early service, late service, third, sixth, there was 3 services. So depending on when we got up, because we was gonna hang out Saturday night, but we gonna be at the church house, right? So, fast forward a couple of years, Keita just slowly stopped going to church with me, and I just didn't understand what was happening. And then she completely went, away and just didn't go to church. And then that's when she.
But I would still watch pastors online. You
right.
Understand? Don't get it twisted. You understand?
Yeah, I discovered a pastor out in Texas during a crazy time. And I had sent her the link and she got hooked too. So she would watch that. But she didn't go with me to the church house physically. So I wasn't understanding why. And I think to be honest, and you probably knew, I was a little confused and I was angry at the same time because this is something that we did as a unit, as a best friend unit or whatever. So I just didn't get it. And I know she wasn't really like trying to pretty much tell everybody at the time, like what she was doing or where she was going with things. And like she said, how some people said witchcraft and all that, but like coming up the way I came up, that's what they taught everybody to believe, that this is what it is. So, I think after her kind of like breaking it down, I just said, well, you do what you do. I'm going to do what I do. And we never have to, clash or anything. But I'll just ask questions from time to time. And like when she go to her thing, she won't tell me what. It'll be like, I
had to go downtown. When I say I had to go downtown, she's like, I got it.
Yeah, but in the beginning, she wasn't saying that. She's like, I got to do something. And I was like feeling the way. I'm like, now we talk all the time. We share a lot of stuff. And now it's just, I got to do something. What you got to do? Oh, it's like that. So you're not even going to share with. And then she fought because I think I got really angry at one point and I had told her like, you moving funny. I appreciate it. And then that's when she was like, I know how you feel. So I just say something or downtown. So then now we understand it because again, communication is everything. Like, somebody can be assuming something else when it's like really not even as serious. So it's like you really need to kind of just make sure you have that open line of communication as friends, as family members, whatever the case is. But so we just wanted to come up here and just kind of turn the mic to Keita because of Maria and Keita, and we always talking.
Right now, I'm getting to the point where I'm living my truth, and I don't care how anyone feels about it. My thing is, if my family accept it, I'm good, and I consider her my family. So as long as my family accepts it, I'm good. If the person I'm dealing with, they accept me and support me in what I do, and they're on the church side, but you still support what I do.
We're but good best money. Believe good money. You know what I mean? Best believe if she starts to go left.
Oh, I ain't going left because another thing, like, and that was I do things with a pure heart, right? I don't do no shady shit. I don't have time for that, and that was the main reason why I named my product Pure Intentions for a reason,
which I still ain't got.
I did it for Pure Intentions for a reason, so. I do everything with a pure heart, and my conscience is always clear about the things that I do. So I don't never have to worry about that. And like I said, this spirituality stuff ain't for the weak. Your people know who you are too. So they know if you moving funny, they'll snatch your ass right on up and be like, what you doing? Try it again. I honestly, and this is before I even got into spirituality, but I knew I knew what I was getting into. But I was doing some things I wasn't supposed to be doing, and they snatched me up. Like I literally 7 years was on some. I was messed up. 7 years, And I just started getting out of it 2019 to now. So that a lot of things in my life are moving the way I want to now because I felt like what I did, which I knew I ain't had no business doing, messed me up for those 7 years. And now I'm being guided, or what's the GPS rerouted back to where I'm supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna get snatched up, and they don't play. God, ancestors, who they don't, when they tell you to do something, you had like Joshua said today, be obedient to what I'm telling you to do. Because if you're disobedient, you're gonna feel it.
Right.
You're gonna feel it regardless. I don't care what you think. If you're being guided to do a certain thing and you say, no, I ain't doing that, yeah, you're gonna be jacked up. I'm telling you.
That's it. So if y'all got questions about all of this stuff that he has been talking about, send notes, inbox, DM. Maybe you're curious. You never know.
You know,
this key to episode,
right? And I am, and believe it or not, people, to be honest with you, I don't tell everybody everything, but I am a spiritual teacher. I have been deemed a Kareem in my community. So yeah, your girl, she be out here doing some, I just don't tell everybody why I be moving and shaking, because it ain't for everybody's business. You know what I mean? I got to keep myself protected at all times. Know that. And she is protected. Understand? The whole family protected, honestly. Everybody. Whether they're my blood family or I was married to them. I mean, in family by marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Protected up. You understand me? Protected.
There you have it. Till next time. It's 4 and 5. It's your girls. Miss B.
And Keita.
Be kind, be nice. Make it happen, Captain. Peace.